Welcome back to Cosmeholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a story time. This happened on Sunday. It is now Tuesday, and I think I'm about done recovery. So I'm just gonna get right on into this because you're gonna be like, WTF. Okay, so where to begin? About a month ago, my friend had posted on social media, she posted on Twitter about this thing called Secret Dinner. She is always going on a foodie adventure and she's like into the whole food blogging thing. I don't think she has a channel, but or like she doesn't really post her channel, but like I'm afraid to try new things, and I kind of want to be more out there when it comes to food because I am so like strict with my diet where it's like not like that, but like there's so many things I don't eat. And so me and Shooter are polar opposites that way. He will eat literally anything on the face of the earth, and I'm like, no, get that away from me. So I wanted to go on this little thing. So she posted it on her thing, and she's like, anybody down to go? And so I looked at it, and me and Shooter were actually gonna go with her and her man, but then Shooter decided that he didn't want to go, so I was like, okay, I'll just go. And so I had actually told her I was down before I bought the ticket, and so as soon as I told her that I was down, she bought her ticket, and I didn't know. I'll get more into the event momentarily. I'm just giving you guys a little background. And so she bought her ticket, and so once I messaged her to check to see if she bought her ticket, and she told me she bought her ticket, I was like, fuck, now I have to buy a ticket because she only bought one ticket, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to buy a ticket now because I can't just let her freaking go by herself even though Shooter's not gonna come. So I was like, okay, I'll just go with her. Now that's basically how I ended up going. That's how I found out about this thing. So it's called Secret Dinner Ottawa, the Steele. Basically how it works is you're not given much information. You know that there's a secret dinner happening. You don't know what's on the menu. You don't know who's gonna be there. You don't know who the chef is just yet. You don't know what you're gonna wear. Like, you know no details except for the fact that it's gonna be a secret dinner. And so it's interesting, right? It's like, it's cool. This is what happens when you do white people activities. I shouldn't be doing white people activities. Okay, both of us should not have been doing white people activities, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, once I requested to buy a ticket, I had actually requested for 2 tickets. At this time, Shooter hadn't really said he wasn't gonna come with me. If you're confused by that, it's just when you hear about it, you click the link, you go, and then you basically request for tickets. So I requested for the 2 tickets, but I hadn't purchased the tickets yet. That's what I mean. I basically gave my dietary restrictions at that time, but that was like a month ago. And then a couple days before the event is when I was actually purchasing my ticket. Like a week before the event, I went and I actually purchased my ticket, but I only purchased 1. So they emailed me back right away and they were like, oh, when you first requested tickets, you requested for 2. Is Shooter still not gonna come? Is Shooter not coming anymore? Blah, blah, blah. Are you sure you just want 1 ticket? And I was like, oh yeah, he has to watch the baby, so he can't come. And so they were cool with that, whatever. So then they're like, you know, when you first requested, we were gonna be sure to accommodate your dietary restrictions, but because you're buying your ticket so late, the menu's kind of already done, but we want to see what we could do for you because we really like to have you on Sunday. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So she actually ended up calling me, the organizer. She called me and she was just discussing the dietary restrictions that I put down. And she was just asking me like, what can you eat, what can't you eat, are you okay if you just have the vegetarian option for this portion, like blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, yeah, that works for me, I'll just eat the vegetarian stuff. I thought I was gonna get at least 1 meat, honey, but I didn't get any meat, and we'll get into that after. Once we decided that there were gonna be options for me, even though I don't eat pork and basically seafood, it was a good to go, and they didn't need to refund me my money. It was like, okay, we'll see you on Sunday. Saturday rolls around, or was it Friday? I think Friday they sent out an email with our ticket and our name on it and telling us the first location that we have to meet at, where we have to meet at this little cafe thing, and they told us what the dress code kind of was, and that that's where our secret adventure begins. I was under the impression that we was getting a limousine, honey. I didn't even, let me talk about the ticket price, baby. Let me talk to you about that real quick, okay? $175 was for one ticket. And I believe we were told it was a 6-course meal. Honey, I really was like, for 100, listen, I could do a lot of things. I could eat at a lot of places for $175. 2 people can eat a lot for $175. Me and Shooter, that's a regular bill for us for 2 people. Well, before we had a baby, because we used to get like bottles of champagne to share. But now we don't really do bottles. We just do like single drinks because I can't drink that much. But like, that's a regular bill for 2 people. But for one person, for $175 a person, you're really thinking you about to get like a real royal dinner, honey. No, baby. No, that's not what happened. And I'm going to show you guys the food and everything. We're going to get all into that. For $175, your expectations are motherfucking high, okay? Because there was tax on that. It wasn't just $175. It was taxed. They send us this ticket and they say this is where we're going to meet. So I messaged my friend and I'm like, I guess we'll meet you. I'll meet you at the first place. So Sunday rolls around. I get dressed. I do my makeup. I'm looking shit cute. And I head to the first meeting zone. The meeting zone was so sketch. Like, everything about this was so sketch. Oh my god. The meeting zone was sketch, but when you got inside, it was really nice. It was just like, it was sketch location wise. Like, you would never know it was there because it was like in the back alley somewhere. Like, honestly, it was ridiculous. So Shooter drops me off. I say bye to him and my baby. And I go, I meet up with my friend because she was actually there before me, so she knew how to get inside the place. I walk and I'm headed back towards the thing now, and then I meet up with her and she is bringing me to the door of the place. And so these 2 other girls had actually gotten out the car when I had gone out of my car, and I guess they kind of realized I was going to the same place. So then when me and my friend met up and we were walking to the door, they were like, are you guys going to the secret dinner? And we were like, yeah, we are. So they end up following us. Meanwhile, we was following the other Caucasian people because we didn't know what the hell we was doing. They were following us or whatever. So we get inside and we sit down, and they're actually sitting 1 table away from us. The atmosphere is pretty chill. The lights are dim and everything. And so nobody's really conversing with each other just yet because we didn't really have to. We were just talking to the people that we came with. The manager of the place comes, brings us a drink each, and the drink was subpar. Okay, it was nothing I would be like, ooh, can I get another one? Like, no. They brought us a little drink. I posted it on my Snapchat, and then we were just having conversation amongst ourselves, and we're trying to figure out like what's next, because we were actually, boarding was supposed to be at 4:30. That's what they said. And so we're expecting for the limo to come for 4:30. Honey, no, limo didn't show up. I said if I knew that was running on colored people time, I would have came on colored people time, because this is not okay. So it was like 5:08 when the driver finally showed up. It was this woman, and we found out real quick we wasn't getting in no fucking limo. Wasn't no limo. Oh, before I even talk about that, so the first course, I guess, of this whole little adventure was some little fucking appetizer. And when I'm doing this, I'm being generous. The appetizer was literally like this small. Like, it was literally like a circular cracker thing with duck and bacon or something like that. I already couldn't have that because I don't eat pork, so bacon, that's a no-go. They didn't have a vegetarian option at this place. I wasn't the only person that was vegetarian, so I'm not quite sure why they didn't have 2 options for the first spot. But yeah, I wasn't eating no duck, and I damn sure wasn't eating no bacon. So my friend had the hors d'oeuvre, and she's like, it kind of tastes like a Big Mac. And I'm like, what? She had her appetizer, and we continued our conversation. Then at 5:08, the driver showed up, and everybody was instructed to follow the driver down the stairs and out to the back. And so we do this, and we find out that we are going to be traveling in style, honey, in minivans and SUVs, baby. What? We thought we was getting a limo. So we're like to the driver, is there at least champagne in the car? Like, what's the tea here? I mean, I paid $175. I want to get the best treatment, honey. I want a spa day, all that, okay? No, 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 no. That's not what was happening. So she tells us there's, I believe, 4 vehicles. There was 2 SUVs and 2 minivans. We quickly walked to the front and we made sure to get in one of the SUVs because who wants to be in a minivan? Not me. This is not a soccer mom trip. So yeah. Me and my homegirl get into the SUV and we're the only 2 in there. And then the 2 girls that actually had followed us inside the restaurant, the bar, they're like, can we come with you guys? And we're just like, yeah, like of course, what the heck, this is not just the 2 of us, you know. So we're like, come. And so there was a group of, I think, 4 girls and everybody else was in the other 2 cars, okay? And so their group was about to get split up because there was only space for 2 more people in our car, and or 1 more person, and their friends were gonna get split up and they didn't want to get split up. They wanted to sit in our car. So let me tell you what these bitches did, because they was trifling, okay? So we're all settled in, we're ready to go. One of their girls are in the front seat, but then it's 2 in the middle, the 2 that followed us, and then us 2 are sitting in the back. And then the girls came and they're like, oh, there's what do they say? They're like, oh, there's 2 spots, but we really want to sit together. So can we switch with one of you guys? Y'all already know my black ass was not about to get out the back of the fucking truck to give my seat up. We done gave our seats up for plenty back in our day, okay? I was pulling a Rosa Parks, bitch. You know I'm not removing myself from this seat, okay? No. No. Anyway, the 2 nice young ladies decided that they would definitely go. So they come out, the other girls come in, and as soon as the door closes, the girl that came into the car was like, okay, let's go, because the 2 seats are in 2 separate vans. Bitch. When I say, I was like, you are not about to be that messy, mix up, and shady, bitch. Not today. We do not want that energy in our car. Like, no. So me and my friend, why am I not, so Sabrina was her name. So me and Sabrina are in the back like, like that's not cool. And so the girls actually came back and we were so happy they did this because we are just like, you gotta stand up for yourself, honey. So the girls came back and they're like, yeah, they're in 2 separate, the spots are in 2 separate vans. We're not gonna split up. So get your ass out the car, go and find a seat in one of them vans, because bitch, you ain't about to take my seat. Nope. So we were like, yes, stand up for yourself, boo. So anyway, the girl gets out, the 2 girls come back in, and we're off to the races. We find out we're going an hour away to Smith Falls. We don't know anything else but that. That's all we know, Smith Falls. Actually, the driver told us more information than she was supposed to. She did tell us we're going to a railroad station. I said, hold on, they taking me to the Underground Railroad, bitch. I'm about to escape. but of course, it was an actual old, like, not abandoned, but like an old railroad station type thing, you know. And so obviously this is not a restaurant, it's just a secret dinner in a secret location. And yeah, so we get there, it's fucking it's cold outside, it's like fucking 50 below, frozen nipples, okay? And the organizer comes out and there's a group of 28 of us, and the organizer is just talking to us, introducing herself and like giving us the rundown about what's gonna happen. She said, you're gonna go into the little shed over there. This is the bartender. She has a drink ready for you guys, a little taste. The drink was delish. Okay, drink was delish. Don't know what it was. It was like a rye drink. It was delicious. Rye, whiskey, all kinds. It was delicious. Okay. Delectable, all that, okay? We get the drink, and then she's like, and then after you get the drink, you know, there's other trains, like you could go into the trains and take photos and do all that stuff. But it was too cold outside for me, honey. I was like, I ain't with the shit. I'm finna go get my drink, and then I'm gonna go into the actual part where we're having the dinner, and we're just gonna chill in there because it's warm. And so that's exactly what we did. We got our drink and then we scurried our way over to the other side. Mind you, there's gravel and all kinds. I don't know why they told us to dress the way we did, because I was wearing a heel, not like a stiletto or anything, like a chunky heel. But like, it was so hard to walk on the gravel. Like, why would y'all tell us to dress up when you know you're gonna bring us to this freaking dirt road? No, bitch. No, my name is not Dorothy. I don't need to be wearing heels on the fucking brick road. No. At this point, everybody's calling us the Sabrinas, okay? We're being addressed as one person at this point. And we are the only two brown girls in the building. Hello, hi, how are you? Okay, so this is no coincidence, but we're gonna get there soon. So we go into the other room and everybody else is outside doing Caucasian shit because it's cold and they want to be in the cold and shit. I ain't with the polar bear ass shit. Like, no, that's not me. So me and Sabrina are inside and we're talking to the telegram guy or the telegraph guy because we wanted to get our name printed in Morse code, which we did. And we loved the telegraph guy. He was so cool. We loved him so much. He was awesome. And he was just giving us like a little history lesson. And we was loving it. And we were sipping on a drink and we were being cute. We were taking pictures, all that. So then after we came out of his little office, we were talking to the organizer and we are just getting like, you know, where did this idea come from? And she's just explaining it to us and stuff. And she was really sweet and really nice. And that was basically that. And so then while we're talking to her, she makes sure to let us know that the bar that was set up there, honey, was not open. Bitch, what? I paid $175 and you're gonna tell me that on top of the $175, so I'm not walking with a lot of cash. I have $10 in my purse and I have my debit card. She tells us that the bar is not open, but it's $5 per drink all night. What? $5 per drink all night will run you a tab and it's going to charity. And so she made sure to tell us that it's going to charity so that we don't feel like, you know, they're robbing us or anything. And she tells us the proceeds for the entire dinner is going to charity. All that is a big old tax credit. You ain't fooling me. Anyway, that's what they told us. They said all of it's going to, was it Sick Kids? Make-A-Wish Foundation. This was not the first dinner. This was actually the second dinner. The first dinner was the guinea pig dinner and it was in Sault Ste. Marie and it was basically like her friends and stuff. So that's not really credible for guinea pig. In my opinion, we were the guinea pigs. And after I do this video, I mean, I hope nobody experiences what I experienced, but I would not be doing this again ever in life.com. At this point, when she's talking to us, me and Sabrina are like, where is our money going? Like, what did our money pay for if all the money is supposedly going to charity and everybody's doing this out of the kindness of their heart? Where did the money go? Where did my money go? Because when I show y'all the food portions and shit, you're gonna be like, oh bitch, $175 for what? What? Keep in mind, me and Sabrina were not the only people that were disappointed with what was going on. When we got in the car and everybody was in the car, everybody was in agreement that we were not impressed so far. Everybody was like, where's my money going? It wasn't just us being extra. Like, literally everybody was like, we ain't satisfied yet, bitch. What's going on? One little appetizer, one little dinky ass drink that you couldn't even taste the liquor. Girl, where is the money going? At this point, people are getting cold, so more and more people are coming into the dining hall and we're just hanging out and everybody's having their little rye whiskey drink and we're just preparing to, I guess, not be seated, but because you can sit anytime you want, but like we're just preparing for the first part of the dinner to start because we all were at the restaurant for 4 o'clock and it was going on, it was after 6 at this point. So we sit down, we're ready to eat, and we're mingling with everybody and we're talking to everybody and everybody's kind of getting to know who they're sitting with at the table. The table was very long. It was one long table and seats on both sides, and it was like our side of the table was loud and obnoxious AF, okay? Our side of the table was loud and obnoxious. The other side of the table was very quiet, classy, and old, okay? Then there was like the middle section that they probably wish they were sitting further into the quiet section because the two people that were sitting beside me, they weren't like the other end of the table. Like, when I say loud and obnoxious, I mean loud and obnoxious. And I'm not including myself in that or Sabrina. We was not loud enough. Well, Sabrina's a little loud. But, yeah, like, it was just polar opposites. And so, our side of the table was very vocal. The other side of the table, not so much. Which, I wish I was sitting on the other side of the table, because then what happened to me wouldn't probably have happened. But it is what it is. We get our first course, or second course, whatever you want to call it, because they gave us that cracker ass thing at the restaurant. It was like some sort of soup, but they brought out the plates first with the stuff in it, and then said, don't eat it yet, there's still a broth to come. And we're like, oh, okay. So they bring out this plate. We're sitting there waiting for, like, everything was like taking so long. And so, as you can imagine, our stuff was not, like, our soup was not hot, girl. I'm not even gonna say it was lukewarm. It was fucking cold soup, bitch. I seen that the jugs that they had the broth in, I saw steam coming out of them, but by the time it hit my plate and I was eating it, it was cold. And so this first thing was like rutabaga or whatever the fuck that thing is called, and like some sort of puree thing, and like I think charred onion peels. I don't know. It was nothing I've ever had before, and I can tell you this right now, it tasted like shit. I did not like it, so I did not finish eating it. I was really trying to force myself to eat it because it was such a unique flavor. Definitely acquired taste, but not acquired like sushi, acquired like chitlins. Like, I don't know, I never had chitlins, but I don't know. It was an acquired taste. And so I'm there trying to eat this, and I'm not enjoying it. And so I didn't finish it because I was just like, nope, not doing it, can't do it. Sabrina wasn't impressed either. She's like, nah, I'm good. Other people liked it at our end of the table, and some people didn't, but I personally didn't like it. So we learned that we're going to be getting served wine, like bottom shelf wine, with our entire, like, all they said throughout the night. So I'm like, oh, okay, good. Then I don't have to buy drinks because they're going to give me wine. So they come with the first wine. It was a dry white. But girl, if you have ever had cheap wine, and it was not a good tasting wine. Like, honestly, it's literally like you had to drink and drink and drink more of it for it to taste good. So that's how you know that it was nasty. It was not a good dry white. It was cheaper than cheap. I said, this is not $175 worth so far. This is not even $5 worth so far. So I really need to know what the main course is about to be, because I'm trying to eat a steak. But there was no steak, so, you know, let's just continue. At this point, they came, and by the time the guy got to me, the wine bottle was emptying. So I only got half a glass of what everybody else got, and so I was waiting for him to come back with more wine to finish filling my glass, and he wasn't coming back. And so that was the first complaint of the night that I had. That I actually made vocal. I didn't really complain, but I just asked another person to come and bring me some more wine because I didn't get as much as everybody else. So I don't know if they were going back into the back and kikiing, talking about, yeah, one of the black girls, yeah, she asking for more wine. I don't know. Either way, they came, they did that, and they also came with champagne in another glass for everybody. So at this point, we have 2 drinks, and yeah. So next they bring out the second course, and it's like some motherfucking oyster thing with like flaxseed cracker on top, and there's like a cream thing in it. I don't know what it was, honey. It was like French onion. I don't know what it was. I really don't know what it was. The vegetarian and the seafood one looked the same, and so I was about to eat it, and then I was like, wait, is this an oyster, or like, what is it? And then so when the chef was explaining that was an oyster, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know about all that. And so the girl across from me actually was eating the vegetarian stuff. The same two girls that were in the car with us. And so one of them was eating the vegetarian, and so they went back to see if there was another vegetarian option for me, and they took the oyster away. And so I was like, oh, perfect. So the chef came out with the mushroom option, and I ate it, and I was like, not bad, okay, not too shabby, not $175 worth, but not too shabby. Oh, my mom was crying. Mom! Yeah, so that thing wasn't, I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but I wasn't mad at it, and I usually don't eat mushrooms, so I was saying to just walk around with her. She wants to be in arms and walking around.
She is in my arm.
Screaming down the place like that?
Yes.
Salem.
I'm trying to feed her and she don't want the bottle. She's listening to the rapping. She just want to watch TV.
Yeah,
the little girl.
Don't try to feed her.
Blow up the place.
She pooed in that onesie? Oh my gosh.
And the seat has to be taken
again.
Out. Yeah. These didn't fit her, never.
Yeah, they did at one point, but I missed. 1 week they fit her, the next week they didn't. So like I said, it was okay because I don't like mushrooms. And so the girl across from me that's also vegetarian, was saying that she doesn't like mushrooms either, but she's not mad at that dish. And I was like, yeah, all right, cool, let's do. I said, okay, it's not gonna be so bad. So I'm expecting now, since that was the vegetarian course, that I'm gonna get some meat today. I mean, the food options and the price didn't make sense, because if not everybody was having the same food, how is everybody paying the same price? You know, I get it's a set price, but the amount of food that you're getting for the price, the whole experience to me was not worth the $175, especially since a bitch was poisoned. But that's neither here nor there. We're not there yet. So anyway, the next dish was 2 dry ass pieces of bread, bitch. Drier than your skin in the summertime after you just came out the shower and did a lotion. Like, it was dry bread served with a garlic butter sprinkled with blackened mushroom or some shit. Blackened mushroom dust. What? Why am I eating dust? Yo. It was ridiculous. So they served 1 piece of white and 1 piece of brown to every person. I said, y'all could have just played the discrimination thing here and just served the white, because don't nobody want this brown ass bread. And so because I'm starving, I'm like, oh, okay, they're trying to serve us bread so that, you know, so it'll fill us up. But they didn't even serve good bread. Like, y'all should have went to Eastside Mario's and got some garlic loaves and said that shit was made fresh in the back, bitch, because I would have been satisfied with that. They served cold ass bread, 2 slabs of bread with fucking butter, and the garlic butter wasn't even good. I ate the bread by itself, and then Sabrina didn't even want her bread, and so I ended up eating her white slice because I was that fucking hungry. I didn't eat that day. I had breakfast, and I eat the same thing for breakfast every day, and then that was it. I had breakfast and that was it. I didn't have a whole, first of all, my day is consumed with Salem. So like from the time I woke up to the time I was getting ready to leave, there wasn't a lot of time in between then. You know, I get up pretty late in the day. I do. There wasn't a lot of time between then. So I literally only had time to have breakfast in the afternoon, and then this secret dinner thing. So yeah, bread was a course. How is bread a fucking course? Bread is supposed to be on the table beforehand with some olive oil. That's what's supposed to be going on here. But whatever, do you. So the next course was another vegetarian course. Yay, vegetarian course, but it looked like salmon. And so at one point I was excited because I'm like, oh, we're about to get salmon. And that was actually our main course. So when we were getting fed this squash, it was sous vide squash on a mashed potato puree with some sort of broth and also mushrooms. Girl, I was starving. At this point, I would have eaten anything. And so this was the final meal before dessert. And so the vegetarian people got this. Meanwhile, the other people got a pork dish, like a I don't know if it was a pork chop. I don't know what it was. Either way, I saw the portions and they were not $175 worth, because pork is like the cheapest cut of meat. I mean, you guys. At this point of the night, everybody's pretty much at our end of the table is saying, we don't understand where our money went. And we're being vocal about this. We didn't care. We was being ignorant as hell. We didn't care. Where's the money gone, honey? All night we were complaining about it, actually. It was just like, we were just trying to figure it out, because we were just like, okay, this is what we've had so far. There was long waits in between meals. Like, what is the deal here? Why did you guys ask for, not like, what, $175, you guys? I don't think you guys are understanding. Like, I wish you guys could have been there to experience it with me, so you guys know I'm not being extra. Like, this was not worth $175. And I'm like, did all the money go to the transportation? Like, we could have got ride shares for cheaper. Like, I'm confused. Once I realized that this was the final meal of the night and I was still hungry, I was like, shit, like, these potatoes are fucking bomb. That's what I know. The potatoes are real good. I could care less about the squash. I don't fuck with mushrooms. But the potatoes, baby, they were so good. And so I just kept saying, like, oh my God, these potatoes, like, and I'm like scraping my plate to eat the potatoes because they were so delicious. And I don't even really know if it was potato. I don't know what it was. I just know what it looked like and what it tasted like. So I kept saying that. Out of nowhere, the organizer brings me this bowl of potatoes. And and she's like, I heard you were still hungry.
When you are a queen, ask and you shall receive. Yes, queen, eat your mashed potatoes, bitch. Eat them shit.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, yes, the potatoes are so good. And I'm like freaking out about the potatoes or whatever. And by this time, everybody at the table is motherfucking drunk. I'm not drunk, but everybody at the table is drunk because everybody's been buying drinks. Everybody's been drinking the wine and stuff. And then it hits me. I'm like, oh my God, you guys, like, what if they're gonna, like, what if we're not going home tonight? Like, what if this is, like, gonna be, like, Clue? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, now I'm just in my head because I'm just like, this is a little weird now that I think about it. I'm sitting there like a dumbass. I'm like, this is how scary movies start. This is how they start. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, my phone don't work out here in Smith Falls. Like, my phone and Sabrina's phone didn't work out there. And because we with the cheapest provider. But that's why I might be switching to Virgin soon, because I'm tired of my phone not working when I go certain places. Anyway, yeah, my phone wasn't working and I'm just like, I mean, I told Shooter I'm in Smith Falls, but he doesn't know exactly where I am, and I can't send him my location, and I can't use Sabrina's phone to do it either. You know, worst comes to worst, I'm gonna have to ask one of these girls to use their phone real quick. But I was kind of getting sketched out at this point. But I'm not thinking I'm gonna get poisoned. Like, it doesn't make any sense. We're all talking amongst ourselves. We feel fine. People are making plans for after because everybody's kind of mingling and they're like, oh, we should go to this bar after and all this stuff. And yeah, and so the night's coming to a close, and so they offer us the final course of the night, which was the dessert. And I don't know what the dessert was, but I could tell you it was sweet and it actually tasted pretty decent. I ate one of the grapes with the dessert because it was supposed to be like a salty sweet thing, and the grape is actually what makes it salty, and the grapes were fermented. And so I tasted the grape. I said, no, it was so salty. I said, I'm finna get high cholesterol with this. Like, I can't eat this shit. So I stopped eating the grapes and I just ate like the puree thing that was on the plate, and it tasted pretty good. Sabrina had a different dessert because she didn't want any dairy, so they gave her these like 4 like cubes for dessert, and they were like flavors. She's like, this tastes like fruit to go. She said this tastes like fruit roll-up. She kept calling it fruit roll-up. I'm like, no, you mean fruit to go, because I tasted it and I was like, nah, you mean fruit to go. This don't taste like no damn fruit roll-up. Fruit roll-up is artificial. So she's like, but the healthy one. I'm like, yeah, fruit to go. So anyway, we finished eating. They try to come and tell us our tab for the night, and we actually had to pay debit because, and so it was like gonna be an e-transfer because They didn't have a debit machine, and they didn't. This is the thing. This is how you know a beer scam is going on, because how you not gonna let us know ahead of time with your little secret dinner that our $175 is not covering drinks and stuff? Like, we're adults. Like, why wouldn't they put that you should bring cash for beverages and extra shit? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't that be a thing that you let us know ahead of time so we don't come there looking like squares? Like, anyway, that's not my business. So I actually had the $10 bill, and so I had purchased a drink for me and a drink for Sabrina, and then she was paying for our other 2 drinks for that we took to go. So we took drinks to go because we were just like, whatever, put it on the tab. Anyway, I tell you all this to say, the way that the table was complaining, and I guess me and Sabrina stuck out like sore thumbs because we were the only brown girls. Like I said, we were the only brown girls there. I guess because we were making a big deal about the food not being the greatest and the fact that it was $175, and we're doing a lot of complaining, and they're clearly hearing because I never asked for more potatoes. She just brought it. So obviously they were just in the room and observing and listening to people's conversations to see, to hear, to feel out what's going on out there. And so I think what happened was the chef, Miss Chef Lady, she's a little sensitive, and she purposely poisoned my food and Sabrina's food because I spoke to the 2 girls that were sitting across from us. Mind you, me and the one girl had the same exact meals all night because she was eating the vegetarian stuff and I was eating the vegetarian stuff. And then Sabrina and the other girl had the same meals all night because she was eating the meat and she was eating the meat. And so if we're eating different things, both me and Sabrina are not eating the same things at all that night. How is it that the 2 black girls were the only 2 people to get motherfucking food poisoning? How is that so? If it was even food poisoning, I didn't know what kind of fucking poison. It could be rat poison, bitch. I don't know what the fuck it was in the food, but a bitch was poisoned. Let me finish the story. So after the event, I'm fucking starving because they barely fed us. I'm starving, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to A&W and get me a burger or something, because we were all actually gonna go out for food after. Like, our end of the table was like, yeah, we're gonna go to Zach's, like we're gonna go to a diner and eat food, and we actually didn't end up doing that. So I'm like, okay, we're on our way home, I'm just gonna go get some A&W, 2 burgers from A&W, and call it a day. And so I did that. Sabrina didn't eat A&W. So the only 2 things that I ate different from everybody else that day was my breakfast and the A&W. So I wasn't drinking a lot because obviously I had to let the alcohol leave my system before I breastfeed again, and I was on my way home. And so I didn't drink a lot. When I got home, I'm scarfing these burgers down because I'm so freaking hungry, and I feel fine. I do. I feel fine. I actually went to bed earlier because I was tired. I was super tired. So me and Salem went upstairs and we were getting ready for bed. And so we go to bed and Salem's asleep. And all night I'm feeling sick. And I'm like, I did not drink. Like, I didn't drink to the point where I would be feeling this way. You know what I mean? Like, my stomach's just not feeling good, and I'm having a little bit of pain there, and I keep feeling like I'm gonna throw up, and I'm like, no, like, you're not about to throw up. And so I'm trying to lay in the bed because I'm like, I'm in denial right now, and I'm like, nah, like, I didn't drink like that. There's no way I'm throwing up. It felt like the time I had the Henny and flooded the man's house. I was like a little dizzy and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm laying in the bed, and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sleeping fully, right? And so I wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, nah, I have to throw up. I literally, if I never switched sides, I wouldn't have made it to the bathroom, because at like 3 something, I had switched and went on the other side of Salem, and that's shooter side of the bed. I freaking, at 4 when I'm waking up, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. Like, I can't keep ignoring this. I get up. The minute I get in the bathroom, I'm standing over the toilet, but I'm thinking that I'm like down enough, like I'm thinking that I'm low enough, like I'm crouching kind of. So I'm thinking I'm low enough that I'm gonna get it in the toilet. I was projectile vomiting. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? I've never in 20 motherfucking, I'm not 26 yet, I'm about to be. I've never, in 25 years, in a quarter century, bitch, I've never projectile vomited in my life. I was projectile vomiting. It was so much vomit. I never in my life have experienced vomit like this ever. Ever, okay? I was vomiting in every direction. It was coming out and like, I was like, is this a movie? Like, what is going on here? And it would not stop. And I'm like, it was like none of the food would digest into my system. None of the food, not the A&W, not the nasty shit that was serving over in Smith Falls, bitch. None of the food was digesting. So all the food's coming up and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so sick. Like, this is not okay. Something's wrong. I clean the seat off or whatever and I flush it. And I'm like, trying to like look in the mirror and be like, bitch, you good, like you good. Bitch was not good. I started throwing up in the motherfucking sink. Like, it was just too much. And I'm like, why won't the vomit stop? It was like all the food that I ever ate for the last 25 years was coming up. Like, it was too much. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so sick. So at this point, I'm not chalking it up to food poisoning because I'm just like, okay, maybe I drank more than I thought, you know? And, or maybe the drink that the lady made was super strong. But no, this was not no liquor throw up. So I get back in the bed and I'm laying there and I can't fall back asleep. Even as hard as I'm trying, I'm like, I'm so tired. Like, I just can't fall back asleep though because my stomach is in that much pain. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, am I dying? Like, what is going on? And so I'm laying there and again, my stomach's hurting too much. So I get up and I go to the washroom and this time I'm sitting my ass on the toilet because it's gonna come out the other end now. And this is when I'm like, okay, no, something's very wrong. I'm definitely poisoned here, whether it's food poisoning or whatever. I'm poisoned. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, so at this point, I'm thinking Jim Jones. Like, I'm like, oh no, I drank the Kool-Aid, bitch. No, it's just a different kind of cyanide. Like, it's taking long to kick in, but all the people that went to that dinner are gonna die. Like, this is my thought process right now because I'm like, what is the likelihood that I'm good? What is the likelihood that I'd be sick right now? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm panicking and I had breastfed Salem before I went to sleep. And so I'm like, oh my God. Like, so obviously that's like my number one thing now. I'm like freaking out and I couldn't sleep because I'm checking her constantly in the bed to make sure she's still breathing. Because if I'm poisoned, she must be poisoned too now. I'm my brains out at this point and it's not even coming out as shit. It's literally, there's a little bit of shit but a whole lot of liquid and I'm having diarrhea. And this is like TMI, but this was what was happening to me. And this is my first time getting food poison. I don't know, I think it is. Oh no, one time I Red Lobster, but I also got the flu that time. It was a mess. Anyway, so yeah, I'm shitting my brains out and I'm thinking, you know, once it poops out and I vomited, it's all good to go. No, no, no. I'm sitting, shitting, and if my bathtub was not right beside the toilet, like honestly, my floor would have been a mess. I'm shitting and leaning over into the bathtub to throw up because I just couldn't even, my body was just not okay. And so at this point, I'm like, let me message other people and see if they're sick too because this is not cool. So first I message the girl that was sitting across from me and I asked her about her and her friend that she was with. And she's like, no, I feel fine, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. She's like, she hasn't spoken to her friend yet, but when she does, she'll let me know. And I was like, okay, cool. And I messaged Sabrina and I asked Sabrina, like, yo, like, are you good? Because I'm not. She tells me she literally woke up out of her sleep and ran to the bathroom vomiting because she's sick. And I said, oh no, honey, now I really need to know if the other girl's sick because why is it that both of us are sick and she's not? So like, what? Unless Sabrina poisoned me, then I'm confused. So she tells me that she's literally on her bathroom floor. But yeah, the puke literally came out of my nose. Like, it was so much. It was literally like a horror movie. Like, I felt felt like the exorcist. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And so when I'm messaging her and I'm like, yo, like, what's good? And she's telling me she's on her bathroom floor right now. She said she took a nap on her bathroom floor because that's how sick she was. And so my stomach's hurting the whole entire day. I couldn't do anything. I slept the most of yesterday. I barely got to feed my child because I was just so sick. I truly feel like it was intentional. I don't feel like it was not intentional. I don't feel like it just happened to be us two that got poisoned. I think it was intentional. I can't prove it, obviously, but I'll never be attending one of them damn secret dinners ever again because it's supposed to build momentum now, and it's supposed to reach more people. It's probably gonna have more people the next dinner if people went back, and if the other side of the table enjoyed the food, because the other side of the table was bigger than our side of the table. If they were, you know, if they enjoyed the food and they want to go and say, oh yeah, secret dinner is awesome, nope, you ain't getting that review from me. I almost died eating at the secret dinner. The secret dinner was a secret sickness, bitch. Had I known I was going to get poisoned, I would not have attended, okay? Whether it was intentional or not is beyond the point. The fact of the matter is, I wish I had looked in the back room because I wasn't sure if the kitchen back there or not. And that makes all the difference, because if the food was pre-made and they were sending it out and it wasn't being stored at a proper temperature, then obviously somebody's gonna get sick. But I didn't speak to all 28 people, so I don't know that I don't know that it was just me and Sabrina that got sick. But since the two girls across from me were getting served at the same time we were getting served, and they were eating the same things we were eating, I'm gonna have to assume that you poisoned me on purpose. Makes no sense. I don't understand. I wasn't satisfied. I want a motherfucking refund. I'm not gonna ask for one, but I want a refund because not only was I not impressed by the food and the portions, and everybody complained about that, I also was very sick, and I was like panicking that I had poisoned my child. Luckily, we're both fine, and luckily, when I googled about food poisoning, it said you could continue to breastfeed. You just the bacteria won't get passed into the breast milk. It was very scary for me, and I won't be eating it anywhere other than my home and a restaurant from this day forward, because that was just not okay at all. Like, I literally was dying yesterday. I literally thought I was gonna die, and I called my mom and she's like, them trying to kill me, picnic. Oh my gosh, she said they tried to kill her picnic. Yes, somebody tried to kill me. Like, I can't believe I was poisoned. I'm like, what is the likelihood? Like, why me of all people? Why me? Why am I getting poisoned? Like, I really genuinely feel like the chef was sensitive about her cooking. She needs to learn how to season, okay? She needs to have another meat option other than pork. Like, a matter of fact, I'm glad I didn't have any meat, because I'd probably be even worse off. Like, I'm glad I didn't. Yesterday wasn't the day I was like, not yesterday, but Sunday wasn't the day I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go against everything I believe in and have a piece of that pork. Like, I am so glad I didn't, like, you know, and the oysters too, because I was actually willing to eat the seafood if it was a different kind of seafood, but because it was oysters, I was like, nope. So I'm glad I didn't try things. This is why I fear trying new things, because you go out and you do these things and then bad shit happens. I don't want bad stuff to be happening while I'm just trying to enjoy a meal, honey. Like, no. I just wanted to go out and vibe and eat good food, and it was definitely an experience, but it's one I will not be doing. Secret dinner, your rating is 0 out of 5 stars. Horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. My husband could throw a better secret dinner than that. I'm so sorry about it. My husband could cook, okay? And he could throw a way better dinner than that. And people would actually enjoy the food and not complain about the portions. My mom was like, you guys should do it. I was like, no, Mom, we're not getting into the catering business. We're just not gonna do that. It was definitely an experience. RIP to my esophagus and my booty hole. it was a rough day yesterday. Like, and this is how you know I ain't lying, bitch, because my nail appointment was for yesterday at 1 p.m. Where is the fill? Where is the fill? Y'all know I don't miss my nail appointments. I don't have time to be missing nail appointments. I've had these nails on for like over a month now. Look at how much growth is there. I needed to go to the nail salon yesterday and I couldn't make it to my nail appointment, and I was so heartbroken because I was sick and I couldn't go. And I was like, I tweeted and I said I was gonna go regardless because, you know, if I'm gonna die, I want to be fabulous. But I didn't make it to the nail appointment because it was after that tweet that I realized how sick I actually was, and I literally had no energy to get up and do anything. I couldn't carry my child. Like, I was feeling so horrible yesterday, and that's actually, I'm just in my recovery today, and so that's actually why ain't no loving hip hop today. Okay, I watched the episode, but it was not even worth a review, so I don't even have the energy to do my makeup today. Like, it's just not a thing. So I want to tell you guys what happened to me. If you guys see Secret Dinner Ottawa, don't go, okay? From me to y'all, don't waste your money, don't waste your time, and don't risk your little stomach being poisoned, because food poisoning or being poisoned, the pain that you feel in your abdomen is real, okay? It's real. It's not no regular belly ache. It's really not. I was literally sitting there in pain screaming. So that's what happened. And yeah, I love you all, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.